think that's alright for now. So I'm gonna add the thickness here as well. I think we have subdivisions. We do have some. Actually, let's go back a little bit. We need to make that connection work. So let's go back a little bit. And export. A little bit too long. So something like that. Good. We don't need symmetry on this. I think we'll export the second subdivision. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a good subdivision to work with. This one we can go this one. Not sure why we cannot reconstruct further. Let's try only adding one division. So now that we have all our straps in it, I want to give them like all the same treatment. First I want to go ahead and clean them up a little bit. With that I mean make sure that they're like evenly squared. Just delete some and then edit that edge flow. You can see if you edit the last edge flow, it always messes up. on the last edge, so you can add like a support edge. Then you can edit that fine, and then you can just go in and delete that. Do the same here. Get rid of 2 edges. We can add this edge flow. And actually I forgot what we were gonna do. Like I said earlier, I kinda forgot about it. Just gonna be focusing on the center edge. So just select that middle edge. Let's make curves. I think that's all. Just gonna group this in height. So we did forget one of them. Let's select them all. Do a sweep mesh, and let's make a line. Wish we could edit these values individually. So let's undo that. Also, let's get rid of this one. We want to have like a swing in the middle. Do it like that. So this is going to be a little annoying since we need to rotate it. We need to do it one by one. So let's start off with 1 to see if it even works, what we want to do. So create sweep mesh, do a line. With precision. And I think this takes the length of the curve in account. Actually, switch to rotate. Just gonna go in Zbrush. I'm gonna get a little bit of these in, just so we kind of have a scale reference of how big everything is. I want to get that one in here as well. I can clearly see that they need to be a lot bigger. No, it's not working as I was hoping it would. So I think now we're just gonna make stuff overly complicated. Let's get rid of this. Let's just continue with what we have. So I think it will be easy to just clean stuff up by hand. We can put this on edge slides so we can rotate this more properly. This doesn't need to be perfect. Just go over your edges and do it really quickly, and then we can edit the edge flow. like that. I just go over here and just edit that edge flow out a bunch. Okay, let's add like a support edge there, so we can edit that edge flow. Something like that. I can get rid of this, we don't need that here. I think that's all clean enough. So let's match this up. So one in the middle, then nothing on the outside. I'm just going to select all those. Actually, this is not matching. You can see all the others have an edge there. Now let's go to face, to edge parameter. Now we can bevel this. Maybe not bevel. I think this one will be a better pick. And bevel this one. First maybe edit the edge flow. Nope. First let's delete it. I'm deleting it first and then putting it back in to make sure it's exactly in the middle. So now if we bevel this, this should go up about to the ends. Not really liking how it's happening there. I'm just gonna redo again. We're just gonna place them with hand. This way they'll all have the same length from the edge. It's a little bit less precise. That's okay. It's kinda trial and error, just keep trying stuff until you get something that you like. So I'm gonna try to extrude. Now we can export. Make a new one here. This looks really thick. I'm gonna try to polish it out now. So that doesn't work. I think we also did the edges too big. Gonna undo that all. We're gonna do one strap at a time so we can kind of find the right process. Maybe if we just put this here and we take all these and push them in the normal. Thicken that out a bit. I think that's not too bad. I think that's a good start. So let's undo. Let's just repeat that everywhere. Pretty close. You can just select the middle edge, I think. Then to faces. Then to vertices. Now we have all that. Just push that in. So let's try inverting the selection. Shift drag. And then push that out in the opposite direction this time. I think that looks pretty good. Do you think it could be a little thicker? Kind of like to work on layers so we get some fine control. Bake that all. Let's see if we can do something with a polish. Maybe if we just polish it. Merge down. Doesn't work. I think it looked better before. I think this looks pretty nice. I do feel like it could be a little bit more rounded. I'm gonna try to import this. We're gonna take all these edges here. Now to vertices, I just push that out in the normal. As you can see now it's just a little bit more rounded. I'll make it a little bit softer, just like polish. Again, just keep messing with polishing on layers and turning that layer up or down until you get something that you really like. I think here we're starting to get something pretty nice. Just gonna go ahead and copy this. Let's go to our actual model. Let's start deleting the old ones. Let's place. See how much nicer our model's starting to look like now that we have that out of the block out. And I think that looks right to me, so I'm just gonna accept that layer. Let's do some final touches. So I want to be sure that we don't have any clipping. This close together. Go ahead and make save. It doesn't matter that we don't use symmetry for these straps, because later we can just maybe the second subdivision. We can take the second subdivision, go into Maya and import. We can use this as a base for low poly for the first one, and we can just go here and delete some of the topology that we don't need, right? Then we can get a really nice base for low poly. For now, let's avoid subdivisions. So I think that's enough work on the straps for now. Let's go back to the mask and get some more work done on that. So I want to add like an inner layer to it. Get this into Maya. Let's think for a little bit. I think the easiest way is just do a duplicate. Just extrude it a little bit. I'm not gonna see anything here of that, I think. It's not gonna be worth it, it's just gonna be a little bit of noise if we do. Just put this in the box. Just check out how this looks. Duplicate the mask and import. Just make sure we only have this thingy. Import. I think that looks pretty nice already. Should also edit the mask a little bit. So we should add an edge here. Now we can push this in, so we get a little bit of that dip there. That's not gonna do a whole lot, but it's just gonna add a little bit of detail, which is always good. Maybe one more. See how that looks. Horrible. Get rid of that extra one that we did and go back all the way a bit. I think something like that works. Then we're just gonna move it a bit. Now this is way too harsh. It should be like a nice smooth rounded end. That's looking better. Don't actually need all this stuff here. It's just gonna intersect. So we can just delete that. It's gonna save a little bit on the poly count as well. should have like a little bit of variety in thickness. So we can just pull some stuff in and out. It's gonna look less perfect. Push this out a bit. We're gonna take a few. Just move that in. So get a bit of variation on the height as well here. So maybe something like that. See, that just makes it feel a little bit more organic as well. Let's go ahead and hide the straps. So you can actually see what we're doing. Hide the goggles. Make sure we're using symmetry. Alright. I want to get the straps a little bit more detailed, and with that I mean I want to get some of that pattern in. This is just gonna be for preview wise. We'll do the actual pattern in the textures. So the first thing that we need to do is get some UVs. So we can just hide one loop everywhere. And let's outer group. And select all the back groups. Let's do it like that. Plugin. Let's do a save first. And go to Z plugin, UV master, and select poly groups and unwrap. So now we can go to noise. Can just choose an alpha. And disable mix with basic noise. Let's make sure that you put it on UV. Enable color blend. Just put that straight up or down. Wish we could adjust the UV stuff a bit there. Something like that. You can see that's kinda how this is. I was gonna do that for here. Remember, this is a little bit different. You can group by normal. Skip the back group. So we can just go here and do edit, copy. And paste. Do want to make this smaller though for this one. I think that looks pretty good. Now we're just gonna fix this little clipping. Now I think it's finally time that we start to actually model this out, because this is still all the way in the block out phase. We haven't touched this at all. I think this is the best image that we have. So let's think for a little bit. This one should be together. No. This is one. That's one. Then we have a bunch of rounded stuff. So let's start off with modeling this out. So I'm just gonna export this. Let's do it in a prop file. So I think the easiest way will be to create a... Actually, let's center the pivot. We can just model it out here actually. Create cylinder. Because it's already on the 0 axis. Change this to 16. Maybe 24. Try 24. We can get rid of most of the stuff. Show us symmetry working so correctly. So now it's symmetrical. Something like that. We don't need to follow our block out exactly, we can just kind of model over it. So I think something like this looks about the same. So we can just extrude this. All the way to here. And let's do another extrude all the way up to here. Gonna adjust this one a little bit, do a bevel. Something like that looks alright. Extrude. And attach it in the middle. So look at that thickness, should be a little bit thinner I think. Maybe like... Actually I think we were right with the block out. something like that. And delete that. That's not looking right at all, actually. Gonna connect this. Then we delete half of it. That looks more like it. Also, let's bevel this. Pretty small. Select it and delete. I'm gonna export. Import. That's some thickness. And again, I prefer to do thickness in Zbrush because it just gives us a little bit more control over the offset as opposed to doing it in Maya. Wish Maya would update tools a little bit so we could have like slider for this as well, instead of doing selecting all and extruding. I think this is a really old way of doing stuff. If you can do it in Maya that way, please let me know, but I don't know about it. So we're just gonna be using this method. I think it's right. Hide this. It's looking a little bit too big. I think that looks alright. Let's apply. Move this in a little bit as well. Just align it with that edge here. Just gonna delete this edge here. Let's replace it. It's just gonna make sure it's straight. Let's make a group. Let's call this gas mask and clean up the namespace after that a little bit. Sure, we don't need that. Let's call this low. Now to bevel stuff, remember we do a soften edge and we look at the edges. Seems wrong actually. Should be straight. So like that. Do we need that one? That all seems alright. Select the hard edges and bevel. I think I'll keep it pretty soft. This is a little hard to spot, but we do actually have like a detail thingy here in the middle. I think that will add a lot of a nice detail. Just gonna bevel. That's in segments. Like that we can add some indenting to add detail. I think this one can use a less big bevel, a bigger bevel I mean. We can do something, let's increase the bevel. This is looking like it's has a tilt. So we're gonna merge this. Just straighten that out again. Now on the same distance as that, we can add a loop. Now just bridge. And bridge. Seems to be messing up. So we're gonna do this one by one here. Now let's bevel that again. You can see that tilt's now gone. Let's export. Go ahead and accept this. Do one less though. And I think that looks pretty nice. It looks clean and detailed. The only thing that I don't like is that little dip. Make sure we have symmetry enabled. Don't mess anything up. Nope. So we're just gonna push that in a little bit. So like that. Maybe I move that up. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit, it's bothering me for a while now. A little bit more clean. So let's move to the next part. So let's move to the second part. That's gonna be all this stuff. Let's see, I'm gonna just get rid of this. We don't really need it anymore. We're just gonna be building from this. So first we should have like a thingy with a lot of ribbons. So let's start off with a cylinder. First let's actually make sure this is not like hollow. That's a little mistake. Let's see the best way to fix this. I'm just deleting this. going one further, and here we need it like this. Do this. Something like this maybe. Actually, I think it will be easy if we just do it here, right? And here we can just do this, and then this. Let's do the smoothing here already. So like that. Now we need to redo this. Let's make that straight. Now let's duplicate. Select those hard edges. This time I'm gonna unselect these. So we'll do them later. That's better. I'll just do it like this. No, doesn't really work. So like this. Then we gotta put this indent here again. So something like that's fine. Let's pull these up a little bit. So now let's go ahead and model this part out. So I'm going to start with a cylinder again. We have a lot of these ribbons. And let me think of the way how we're gonna do that. Okay, so I think we'll just do it like I'm gonna model those out by hand. We could like bevel every segment, but we're gonna end up with a lot of segments. It's gonna be really slow. Just gonna make something like this. Actually, let's not do that. Let's keep it on 0. Restart a bit. I want to be sure that I can see the values. Check space baked into component. Not sure why it's not giving us the transform. Just gonna open a new scene. So after the good old classic restart Maya, it's working again. So I do want to keep this at 1, that value. Then we can can move this up to make it bigger. And we can move this in, and then give like a bevel. It's important that we keep a 1 value. So now we want to do like a quick calculation. So I want to know how many ribbons I want to place down. And I'm gonna say for the first try, let's try like 90. And I want to keep like, I don't want to do like 100 because it's more difficult. 90 is like if you go to calculator, we do 90 times 2 times 2, and then we get 360, which is the degrees of a circle. So let's say 90. So in calculator, 360 divided by 90 equals 4. So now we can put the scale to 4. And we just gotta match the scale a little bit in height. Again, it's only the X scale that I'm worried about. So now that we have that, just gonna put this here. And since we have 4 scale, we got 6 in the translate, not really sure why actually. It's expecting 4, but that's alright. So 6. So let's go edit, duplicate, special, translate, again, translate. We already have a value of 2 here. So if we had to freeze this and make a duplicate, I can see it's 4. Make sure we don't freeze that. We can freeze the translate though, but just make sure we keep that scale active. So now we can go here, put in 4, do a copy, group on the parent. Now we want to do 89 copies. Now apply. So I've got to clear that one. So now you see that we get like a nice bar. Now if we select all those, let's make a group, center pivot. And then finally do deform, non-linear, and a bend. I'll just rotate that right, holding down G to snap those values. Now if we put curvature, let's rotate it right. I see that we have like this here. It's all connected well because we did that calculation to make sure. Now edit, delete all by type, history. Now we have a model. Just gonna group pivot again. Let's do mesh and combine, and history, delete it, and center pivot. Let's move to this 0. And delete all that. Merge vertices. Make sure to put this low enough. So now we can select all this. We can do extrude inwards. Actually, I feel like we should move this up a bit first. Something like that. Just make sure we have both sides selected. Okay, I'm just gonna merge to the center. Let's add a support edge. Actually, we don't need that yet. So let's take a look if this is the right amount. This can be a little bit annoying because we're gonna have to redo it if it's not. But remember, it doesn't need to be perfect, just needs to look right. I think that looks right actually. Not sure how well it will bake down, but we can always do it again and make them a little bit bigger. I think that's a good starting point. Then we can tweak it later. So let's go to the next piece. That's gonna be, we can break this up in 2 pieces actually. So we have 1 and 2 and then the third one. So this will be a really simple piece. We can just take a cylinder, put a value of 24. Now we're just gonna take the rotation. I think we can copy actually. Now we start off from a different position, so that won't work. Just match that up to that center vertex. Then just try to rotate it as closely as you can. Doesn't need to be perfect. Leave a little bit of space between them. Something like that. I'm not sure if this actually has it, but I like to do like a little double baffle. That's just gonna add a little bit more of a detailed look. If you take a look at the difference, here you have like a really sharp one, then here's just like a doubled edge. That's gonna give us a little bit more detail. Go ahead and smooth this one out as well. As you can see, this is horrible. So smooth, probably soft edge. Let's look at the hard edges. And to look at your hard edges, you go to display, object display, polygons, and then soft and hard edges color. Just put that on your shelf. So let's take all those. And actually, I think we just take everything that I think about it. Let's delete that. Gonna make save. It's gonna be a little slow. So let's baffle everything. Manifold edge. That's probably because of here. So let's keep that edge there actually. Now we do this. We should be able to baffle this. 1 second. This looks a little bit sharper and nicer. Not sure how well this is gonna bake down. Like this should have been smaller when we did the initial thingy. Because right now this distance is really small. It's gonna make the bake look a bit more noisy. Prefer to have the ends like here, but it's almost like an even space and then even empty. But we're gonna try and we can redo this if we have to. So now let's do this thingy. Just gonna duplicate this. Delete all that. I'll make it a little bit smaller. Just gonna connect to all that. Gonna make a bunch of them. Now bevel. We can use a little bit more actually. So 10. A little bit more still. 15. Yeah, that looks about right. It's a little bit annoying. I think there's some plugins where you can do like pattern selections, but which would be great to have. So let's go with the bigger ones. Gonna make that a little bit less. Now to edge parameter and bevel that. Let's take a look. So we actually did too many. I'm gonna try it then. And let's try that again. See that out a little bit. So we did 0.05. I think this time we can go a little bit higher. And bevel. I think that looks about right. I think we made a little bit too big though, so let's just move it in. Again, this kind of a back and forward. You're gonna have to bake this and see how it actually comes out. And maybe you need to adjust that. And we've got like one more layer here. Gonna duplicate one more time. Let's do this one. And we could just use this thingy over here. Just not intersecting. Again, when you're making 3D stuff, you want to try to reuse as much as you can, as it's gonna save a lot of time. So just duplicate stuff around and see how you need to modify it to reuse it. Now we got like a little rubber thingy on there. So again, I'm just reusing what we already have, deleting stuff and modifying. This way it's gonna be really fast to create stuff in 3D. That's kinda a habit that you want to teach yourself, not to create a new sphere every time. I think we can move that in a bit. Sure, it's not let me scale on that axis. Okay, we can just move it by hand. And this is looking a little bit too big. Maybe something like that. And lastly, let's just get this off. Just do the same here. Let's take all this stuff and export it to Zbrush. Duplicate and import. I think this is a little bit too big. Let's select all that and just move that down. Let's go ahead and group this. Let's just do it like this. So a little bit too big, I think. It's a little bit too small. This one should be a little bit smaller. So let's try that. I think that looks about right. Maybe this piece could be a little bit bigger. I think that looks about right. I do feel like maybe we can make it a little bit bigger. And let's rotate a bit. I know it looks a bit small in the reference if we compare to how far it goes into the hood. I think it looks a little bit more balanced like this. This looks a little bit less nice, I think. Yeah. I will do like a middle where we make it a little bit smaller. Do a layer. So we have a bit more control. Something like that. definitely think we made this too small. If you look at it, there's just one noise. But we'll see at the bake. But that's not too much of a problem, because we can just replace one of the pieces with a new piece. So it's important that we make stuff like where we can put pieces together, because then it's easy to change. So we're pretty far with everything now. I want to push the straps a little bit more now. As you can see, we have like this thingy here. So we can take this with a move topology. Move that down. Let's go ahead and apply this as well. Something like this. Then this one should be more inflated. Let's do another subdivision. Outer group. Something like that is alright. It should be like nice and tight. Now let's repeat. We're gonna do like this stitching later. That's where some thickness is gonna come in as well. For now I just want to have a little bit more thickness there. Let's go ahead and fix that intersection. It's bothering me a lot. You want to kind of look at the first subdivision, since we're going to use this as a base for a low poly, that it's looking good there. Then we can work our way up to the next one. Maybe something like that. We can sculpt a little bit of tension. Like that looks fine. Let's do the same here, a little bit of tension sculpting. Do some tension here as well. And there's nothing that really goes into tension. It's just you hold an Alt, remove somewhere, and then you add somewhere else. That's gonna make it look a little bit more alive, like there's some actual stretching and tension. We can do a little bit of variation, just so it's not perfect. Again, there's nothing that really goes into that eye, they just sculpt a little bit. So you have some slight imperfections. Just like that, our straps are starting to look a little bit better already. You can see the difference, right? If we look at this, it looks very flat. Now it just looks like there's a little bit of tension, which is great. So let's work a little bit on this piece here. I think we should start with this one. I think this is the piece that's still the most in block out from everything. So if we take a look here, we're gonna need to have like a hole. Let's see, what's this? We have two of them. So move this all the way down. Let's do the same thing. So I think we just have a duplicate. Have the same everything. Let's delete one of them. So now here we need to have like a little thingy. I'm just gonna take the standard. Just gonna hint at it. And let's smooth. And then here should be like a hole. We're gonna fake this hole. Something like that. We need to create like a flappy thing. First, let's create this one. I think this should be a little bit less thick and longer. This is looking way too long, actually. But I think it's okay once we add the flap on top. Let's move this in a little bit. So let's try this. I think this looks nice as well. Kinda got a nice curve going. Where we have like our eye direction going like this. Then here it kinda stops, so maybe we can mess around when we do like the texturing, that we have like a scratch in the glass. So we can kinda try to lead our eye like this. Let's export and import. And let's put this at 0. Just gonna use this as a skill reference after all. let's create a new cylinder. Make sure that's straight. Now that we match the skill, we can get rid of this one. So it's kinda complicated shape. I think we should have it a little bit less rounded. Let's make sure we put 24. The first thing I want to do is get rid of the symmetry. So we can do an edit, duplicate, special. Let's put this all to 0. Skill -1 and 1 and do an instance instead. So what an instance is, whatever we edit here, it's gonna be editing here as well. So to make that more clear, see how that edits. Now we just have a really nice wave working with symmetry that cannot break. So we'll start off with making it a little bit less rounded. Let's do the same here. And actually, before we do that, let's get rid of this as well. Now I want to take these and do an edit, duplicate, special. This time -1 here, now 1 here, and apply. Which doesn't seem to work. I think we gotta freeze the transform first. Let's delete this first. Like that. And like that. Then one more. Like this. Not sure why that's not working. It has to be on 1, of course. So now we can work with symmetry really easily. Actually, should leave that rounded. Gonna undo a bit. It's not symmetrical like that. Should keep the symmetry like this. That's this piece. A little indent there. And a little bit of space. And we get those rigid thingies. If you're gonna bake down stuff, always add a baffle that actually has information to bake. And actually thinking about this, let's forget everything that we just did and create a new polygon cylinder. this. This time the only thing that we do is we do... Actually, let's do nothing at all. Let's export this to Zbrush and work in a new tool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some polygroups. And crease polygroup. And do a bevel. Up smooth subdivision. Let's insert one extra. We're gonna do this by boolean, so I'm gonna duplicate this one, make it a little bit smaller. Let's turn on live boolean. Actually go back a little bit. Let's do it like that. And we can duplicate this one. Make it smaller. I think that's not really the thing that we need. Let's go here, create polygon cube. Let's export this. And clean this up. This is not exactly how it should be, but it's good enough. It's a really small detail anyway. I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Now let's go here, geometry. Go ahead and fill, close holes. That way it just stays nicely. So array mesh. And put transpose on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put repeat at 4. And to move all this stuff, just go to transpose and disable that. And lastly, let's take this and duplicate and add. So we're gonna start off like this. Now to merge this all together, I'm gonna go to hot surface tools and I'm gonna do a boolean. So that's it, boolean. It goes one step back so we don't have to remesh. So now that we have this, so let's do a mirror on weld. So like that. Let's see, now we gotta clean this up. Let's do a remesh. So definitely like this, maybe try double. Nope. I think this is the best result we're gonna get. Which is not bad, it's not amazing either. I think one way we can make this better is if we activate symmetry in that way as well. And then try again. So now that's all symmetrical and nice. I think that's a pretty decent topology. So now we can go to geometry, crease, polygroup. Just messing up there a little bit. So let's fix this mesh a little bit. This should all be one group together. Just gonna merge this all together and do an outer group. Now here we're gonna do a group by normals. Yeah, that works. Just group normal the whole thing. So now if we increase the polygroup, we're gonna get a lot better of a result. It's not yet as nice as I'd like it to be though. Could try exporting this out to Maya. That's what I don't like about doing the boolean stuff, it never gets like perfect. Just gonna duplicate this and see if we can get a better result. If we go here. Nah, there's no way we can get something better from that. So let's use this. Just gonna come in with my brush. Slightly change some stuff up. So export. looked a little bit more square-like. We're gonna delete that one. And same thing here. Except we want it to be rounded there. Let's move this a little bit by hand to make it more clean. Some questionable topology here. Story here is bad topology. Just gonna mirror and weld all that stuff. This all looks pretty okay now. Let's visualize the hard edges. I just soften the ones that we don't need to be beveled. Get rid of that one. Now let's select those hard edges. And bevel. See, we get a pretty clean result. It's not perfect though. Let's delete that. I definitely think that's close enough for what we need. I do still think I wouldn't use the Boolean stuff too often. It's just because it's a small detail. But you can just get it a little bit cleaner in my opinion if you model it out by hand. But it can be a good like starting point. Like what we're doing now, we do a Boolean. Then we use that as a base and we clean that mesh up. I think that's a pretty fun workflow as well. Go on, let's smooth mesh all. So for example, we could come in here and edit all those edge flows more, but we should have done that before the bevel. Just gonna bevel here. Like that little thingy there. And I want to round this out a bit more. I think that's good enough for what it is. small thingy, so don't spend too much time getting it perfect, because it doesn't need to be. So let's find our tool again, and let's import. So now let's just place it in the right position. We made this a little bit too deep actually, but it's okay. Not gonna change that. Yeah, we can switch from the different pivots, sometimes easier with one than the other. Let's make sure we don't have that clipping. It's something like that. To fix that clipping, we can just kind of dent this inwards. Yeah, I'm gonna hint a little bit. It's gonna be like a flap covering it. I think that looks pretty nice and clean. So let's work a little bit more on the back. As you see, we're still missing a strap and we need to refine these a little bit more. Gonna move this up a little bit so we have some more space. And let's also do let's try to put this in half. That's working great. And this to be a little bit thinner. And let's just duplicate it. Let's put this into place more or less. I'm just looking if we can reuse a buckle, but I don't think we can. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Actually, let's first finish this stuff. So let's go ahead and make a new buckle. I'm gonna want to have something like that. Just looking one last time if we can't reuse anything. We can't. So let's open Maya. So let's see. Just gonna go in front view, create a cube. Set this a little bit. Gonna do 3 segments so we have a symmetry line. A bit thinner. These should be pointing kind of upwards. Rotate them out maybe. And let's go. Let's round it out. Not really liking the thickness. Just gonna do that in Zbrush. Something like that. Gotta apply it. Let's take this middle line and delete it. So yeah, let's take that line, delete it. And bring that roundness back. Duplicate. My Maya is way too messy, should have been a little bit more organized, but we'll deal with that later. Let's see, what do we want to baffle? think we're lacking a little bit shape. So we can take these two and add like a less strong bevel to it maybe. I think that looks like a pretty cool buckle. Let's go ahead and accept this. Looking for the shape here. Something like that looks fine. This needs to be a little bit less rounded. That's fine. You can see how easy it is to make buckles. I'm just keeping that before subdivision so we have a base for our low. A good idea can be to just model out a whole bunch of buckles, high and low polys, that you can reuse for multiple projects. So anytime you have to make a buckle, make it in the 0 to 0, do a high and a low UVs, and then just save it out in a folder as a library. If you want to make it easy for yourself, you're gonna be making buckles all the time. A little bit big. Something like that was fine. Hide the low here. This one should be a little bit smaller. Just be sure that fits in there. Let's let in. You can see how easy it is to make those threads. That's a little bit more complicated. Go back to my import. So I'm gonna make this one a little bit thicker. This just so we have a little bit more space for the belt. So we can increase the thickness on that. So layer, polish, and invert. And there you go. Now let's get our clip in here. So we can make that around the clip. Make sure they match a little bit better. And over here a little thing where they can be sewn together. Something like that looks fine. I just want to flare it out a little bit to give a little bit more of a distinguished look. It's actually two parts. At this point we want to do some thinking if we want it to be able to merge well with the low poly, so then we'd remove the gap. If we want to have some depth to it like this, I think that's gonna look a lot better, so it's worth it.